I have always wondered how people select the books that they want to read, because every time I finish a book, I go through this big trauma of what to read next. I have this huge book list with me which has around 50 to 60 titles of books that I want to read in my life. But every time I complete a book, I go to Google. I ask Google what are the must read books in life, books to read once in a lifetime, or the most underrated books, and then Google will provide me with a list. From there I would filter around 5 to 6 books and go to Amazon. I will check the gist of the book, read the customer reviews, because I also want to know what the other readers felt about the book. And I would finalize 3 titles from them, from which one will end up in my cart and the rest of the two will be added to my never ending book list. So, this is how I select the books that I want to read. Anyways, this book I'm going to talk about today has an interesting story of how it landed on my bookshelf. I do podcasts for hobby where I interview people from different lifestyles and professions. So one day I was interviewing my professor, Mr. Raghav, who is also a bibliophile like us. During the podcast, I asked him the question, which book changed his life? And then he said me the title, Zero Degree by Charu Nivedita. And this is not the story or the book that we are going to talk about, but this is the story of how this author's name Charu Nivedita got into my mind. Then one day when I was randomly surfing YouTube, I came through this thumbnail that read 5 book recommendations by Charu Nivedita. And I immediately opened the video, and this author talked about the book called Zorba the Greek. He said about a 60-year-old man in the video, who pauses his life for a moment and looks back at the years and days that he has lived. And this old man regrets that he hadn't lived at least one day for him in his life. He has lived it for the society, for the sake of his family, or for the sake of all the things that is in the society, but not exclusively for him. And this author says that Zorba the Greek, this book would change that perception about life. And this was just convincing enough for me to get the book and read it immediately. So I bought this book, Zorba the Greek by Nikos Azantakis. I'm not sure if I am pronouncing the name of the author right, because it's a Greek name, and I tried to pronounce it as accurately as possible. Anyways, this book, Zorba the Greek, has 2 main characters. The first one is Zorba. This Zorba is a free spirit. He just lives lives at this moment. He's a 60-year-old man who has seen a lot of things in his life. He has done a lot of marriages. He has had a lot of kids. He has visited a lot of countries, and he has done different types of jobs. He has been a peddler for some time, a carpenter, worked in the mines, and also fought in war. So this Zorba, he is full of stories. He is full of wonders. In every chapter, he gives away a new information about him. And he is also a very brave and strong person. Whenever something wrong happens, wrong in front of him, he questions the presence of God. If the God is actually, there in the universe and watching all these bad things. But he is also a person of moral principle. He has his own philosophies. He also, indirectly influences the narrator with his philosophical views, which takes us to the next character, the narrator. Interestingly, this narrator doesn't have a name at all in the book. He is addressed as boss by Zobra throughout the book. So let's also, stick to calling the narrator as the boss of the story. So this narrator is an extreme opposite character of Zorba. He is an intellectual person, an introvert. He is a Buddhist philosopher. He's a writer, and he also writes a book throughout this story. And this book Zorba the Greek is all about the conversations and the incidents that takes place between Zorba and the narrator. One particular chapter really impressed me a lot and changed my view about how I see life. This narrator and the Zorba, they both have a conversation where the narrator asks Zorba, Zorba, you have met a lot of persons and you have visited a lot of countries and you have your opinion for everything. Then why don't you write a book? Why don't you tell people about the experiences that you have had? And you know what Zorba says, the narrator? He says him that I'm not a person like you. I don't want to lock myself inside a room and I don't want to read books after books and frame my own theories about life without living them. It is just a punch on a face to the narrator and people like us, who just lock ourselves with books and artistic movies and think that we know life in a better way. But Zorba says that no, it's not about that. Life is about living it. It's not about approaching everything with a philosophical view, or this narrator believes in a butterfly effect where everything happens for a reason. Zorba says no, it is all not all that. It's something that you have to live in the moment. So this was something that changed my perspective about life. Another character is Dame Hortense. I hope so. Again, I'm pronouncing her name right. So she is a very old, not a very old woman. She is in a mid 50s, and she had a very beautiful past. She was full of beauty and passion in her youth, where she was adored by a lot of men and a lot of people in her life. She has seen some of the highest moments in her life, had the extreme pleasure, but now she is in the path of life where her beauty is degrading and where she is reaching to her end of the days. And this character personally affected me because some of us are going to enter into the mid of our lives. One day we're going to lose all this beauty and passion and energy that we have in us. So this character was the chapters this character came really scared me a lot about my aging process. And another character is agnostis, if I'm not sure, agnostis. So this is a character you will see in your everyday life. So he is a happy grandfather. He has had a great job, earned some money, married a woman, had kids, and he also has his grandkids now. So the only work for him left in life, left in his life, is to sit and gossip, drink coffee, eat food, and talk politics. That is all is left in his life. But he doesn't care about anything at all. So this character made me envy a little. It would be really good to have such a life without any worries, without without desiring for a lot of things. So this is a character that you would see every day in your life. So these are the four characters I want to talk about from this book, but there are also other interesting characters that you will find in the book. So the first lesson that I learned from this book is that live in the moment. I This book made me realize that maybe eternity is real. Maybe the earth, the universe, the sun, the moon, they are going to be there forever. But my time in this particular world, in this particular place, is limited. So I have to live in the moment. I have to, look at the rain and feel the rain, that it's raining. I have to look at the sun and feel the day. I have to look at the moon and feel the night, instead of thinking about what would happen in the future, which I am not certain about. And the second thing is to take risks. So this Zorba, he always takes risks. He wants to know what is the end. It's that he doesn't want to not do it, but do it, and if it is going to end up good, then all okay. So this book taught me to take risks. And the final one is this the final lesson that this book taught me is to not apply philosophy for everything, just to live simple things in life. I am very sure that anybody who reads this book will have a small change in them after they have read this book. I can really assure you that. So this is the book I wanted to talk about today. And also please do tell me how do you select the books, or give me some books that that you want people to read at least once in their life. Thank you.